Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Ellen Barrett, and we have a great show for you today. And we are starting with an event that's coming up that you're not going to want to miss. With me today, I have Josh Sterry, and you are the president and also the matchmaker. It's a fun title, right? May not be what you think it is for Chosen Few. Thank you for being with us today.
Yes, thank you.
So let's hear more about this event and what Chosen Few is for those who may not be familiar.
Sure. So even though this is our 9th event, not everybody's aware of that mixed martial arts is in Madison, and especially at the Monona Terrace, because it's such a beautiful venue.
Actually, we were just talking about that, and I didn't know there was a space you could go underneath in the Monona Terrace. I just thought it was the top.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue. They're great to work with, and it's probably one of the best venues I've had to participate in the Midwest for mixed martial arts. So it's a great event.
Awesome. And when's the date of this event coming
This
up?
coming Saturday, October 1st. And doors open at 5 and fights start at 6.
Perfect. And now I know you mentioned mixed martial arts, so MMA, correct?
Correct.
Yep. So let's kind of talk about what sets mixed martial arts, it's kind of a tongue twister right there, apart from, I guess, different things and different styles, I guess, because it is different.
It is different, yeah. So a lot of people are familiar with boxing or wrestling, and mixed martial arts kind of ties everything together. So boxing is in a ring, MMA is in a cage. So it's all the disciplines kind of combined. So your boxing, your Muay Thai, kickboxing, wrestling, submission grappling, all those disciplines kind of tied into one.
Man, that's got to be intense.
It is. It's
especially
very intense.
Putting somebody just physically in a cage just adds an element that I'm sure you can't explain unless you're there.
No, exactly, and it's the energy is amazing. It's one thing to watch it on TV, but when you can actually come and experience it in person, it's a special thing for sure.
So what if somebody is watching this and they're thinking, this sounds pretty cool, something really fun and different to do, maybe if you've never watched MMA before, where can they get tickets?
Yeah, so you can go to chosenfewfc.com and make sure that you go there. Don't just come to the event the day of, because we are so close to being sold out for this event that I'd hate for you to come and there not be tickets. So go online right now to chosenfewfc.com and get your tickets. There'll be a place that we'll call for you, so you have a guaranteed spot.
Awesome. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be disappointed and show up and not be able to get in, so make sure you check out their website. Now let's talk about, too, what people can expect to see when they get there. I know for me personally, I've never been to an MMA event.
Sure.
I guess I don't really know what it entails. What can people expect to see?
Sure. So we originally had 12 bouts scheduled. These last couple of days have been a little challenging on the matchmakers end, just because we've had some last-minute injuries and such. So we should have 10 or 11 fights guaranteed. Starting off with the main event, which is a professional bout. So we have 3 professional bouts and I believe 8 amateur bouts. We also feature 3 amateur title fights, which is going to be interesting as well.
Very cool. So it sounds like a lot of different levels, too, of expertise.
There is, yeah. And it's interesting, when you watch some of the amateurs, their skill level is actually just as good as some of those pros are. So there's a couple of rule changes between the amateurs and pros. And the rounds, there's 3-minute rounds for the amateurs and 5-minute rounds for the pros.
And how many rounds?
3.
3 rounds, each 3 minutes.
Correct.
Wow, so that has to go pretty fast.
It does.
Unless somebody gets knocked out, I'm guessing?
Right, yeah, so there's submissions, there's tap outs, and there's, of course, referee stoppages or doctor stoppages. So it all depends on, what happens in the fight, on how long the evening goes. But we're typically done by around 10 p.m.
Okay, awesome. And let's just go over the details one more time if people didn't catch it at the beginning. When is this happening? How can they get tickets? Where do they need to go?
Yep, this Saturday, live at the Monona Terrace. Doors open at 5, fight starts at 6. You could go to chosenfewfc.com for tickets.
Awesome. Perfect stuff, and you're not going to want to miss this event. And what would you say, I don't know how long you've been with Chosen Few, is your favorite part?
I would just say the experience for the fighters to get their hand raised at the end of the day, just because I know how much goes into it, the sacrifice, the dedication, the dieting, the training, all that stuff. It's a special thing for them at the end of the night, when they can get that experience and get their hand raised.
Such a cool event. If you haven't checked out MMA before, you're not going to want to miss it, because it just sounds like such an experience, and you're not going to be sorry that you went.
Correct.
For sure.
Yes.
Again, Josh Sterry, thank you so much for being with us today with Chosen Few. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank
and we'll
you.
be back with more Talk of the Town right after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town, and we are focusing now on another event that's coming up in the community. And today with me, I have Jenna and Dave, and you guys are with the NEDA Walk to support eating disorder awareness. Thank you guys for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Such a great cause and a really great event coming up. So before we get into the questions here and kind of talking about what you guys do, what are the event details so people can come and sign up and join in?
Yeah, so we're having our NEDA Walk on October 9th at the Vilas Park Shelter.
Okay, perfect. And how can people sign up?
There's a website they can go to, which is hopefully easy to remember. It's www.nedawalk.org/Madison2016.
Easy enough, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
We have a hashtag, I'm told.
We're all over the place.
Hashtag. Trending, right?
Yes.
Perfect. And so kind of want to focus too on what your organization is all about and how do eating disorders affect the Madison community?
Yeah, so first I want to clarify one thing, is that eating disorders don't discriminate. So they'll affect every gender, every race, every socioeconomic status. This is not an affluent, young, white women's disease. So having said that, the Madison community, we do have a lot of high schools. We have a lot of universities. Athletes are at a higher risk. We have a very active community with a lot of sports teams in it. So just kind of organically, our community that we have here is at a higher risk for developing eating disorders. So it's important that we know that we're at a higher risk so that we can teach ourselves how to avoid this.
Definitely.
And in particular, this past year, 2 women in our Madison community lost their struggles to eating disorders. So we'll be having a moment of silence and having some remembrance pins at our walk this Sunday. So.
That's awesome. That's really great to share too, because I think it's something, you know, people, if they don't maybe see it immediately or see somebody who they know who is being affected by it openly. That being said, there's always people, you know, who are maybe keeping it silent, but that's really important to share. And I want to talk about too, how does this walk help?
Yeah, so I think it helps in 3 really specific ways.
Sure.
First and foremost, it's raising funds, and that's for research so we can learn how to better treat this, how to prevent it better. It's also providing money for treatment for people, so that does directly help people with eating disorders. Second, it's a great community building event, so you go there and you're just so inspired. You have a whole community of people around you that are bringing you up and really solidifying your recovery. And finally, it's a really great opportunity for advocacy and education.
Definitely.
So it's really beneficial throughout.
So what would you guys suggest somebody do if maybe they think somebody around them, you know, might be affected by an eating disorder, may have an eating disorder?
I think we'd encourage people to act on that instinct. Oftentimes, eating disorders are difficult to talk about, and so just bringing it out into the open and talking about it, getting your concerns out there. There is a NEDA online self-assessment test. Also, there's a hotline available on their website, so they can talk to somebody right away.
Good.
Locally, if for students or other younger people, guidance counselors or other people of that nature would be a good resource to talk to.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just important, even if you don't think something, you're not sure, is this wrong, is this okay, do something about it. That's important.
Yeah.
Reach out.
Can people recover from an eating disorder, and what is that process like?
Absolutely. Now, it may be a long process. It may be one stint in treatment. So it really, it is absolutely possible. And so we want to just reinforce, just never give up hope. It can be done, and it will be done with all of the support that we have here.
Especially, you know, your walk, what a great event to just show. Maybe if you just know someone or you just want to get out and support the community, showing people who are affected that you have a community that supports you and is going to be there to help you through your
and that
That's
understand
exactly right.
what's going on in your life, you know, that you are not alone in this, and you have this community around you that is going to be there to help you through this.
What an awesome event. Be sure to go check it out if you have some free time and be a part of it. What are the event details again, right before we go?
Yep, so October 9th at Vilas Park, and then you can find us online and our website.
Is nedawalk.org/Madison2016.
Perfect. So go and sign up.
Yes,
Come to
please.
the walk and help
That'd be
support
great.
your community. Thank you guys for being with us today.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
us.
Again, this is Jenna and Dave, and they are with the NEDA Walk to support eating disorder awareness. Thanks for being with us. And we'll be back with more Talk of the Town right after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town, and we have a special guest with us now. You may recognize her from one of the shows that we air on our station here on Wisconsin's 57. This is Connie Markham with Swift Waters. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks, Ellen, for having me.
It's always great to have you on the shows. I know we've had you on Girl Talk, and now we're getting you on Talk of the Town, and I just love it because you guys are so knowledgeable, and your experiences are so much fun
It's
to
our
share.
true passion. We do enjoy our duck hunting, our waterfowl hunting.
Absolutely, and today in particular, we're going to talk about the Mississippi flyaway and different species of ducks, which I think is super interesting, just because, I don't know, there's this science, nerdy biology part of me where I just love that kind of stuff. I can't get enough of it, and It's so interesting.
And the common duck that everybody knows is the mallard.
Right, right.
But there's many different species throughout, and we are in the Mississippi flyway. There's 4 different flyways in the state. You have the Pacific, the Central, the Mississippi, and the Atlantic.
Okay. Very cool. And that's so true. I know for me, as someone who, I'm not personally a duck hunter, but I know a lot of people who are. I see a duck and it's just a duck,
right.
But there are many different types and they have different traits and things like that. And so, as hunters, you guys follow the migration, correct? And
Correct.
Where do you start with that?
Well, our season actually kicked off last weekend in Wisconsin with the northern opener. This weekend is the southern and the Mississippi opener. So we will hunt here in southeastern Wisconsin.
Okay.
And then we actually go into North Dakota because the ducks are just still out there. The migration has not started, which means the cold weather. So we'll go through a bit of the central. We go to North Dakota twice a year, and we hunt, the local ducks there until the migration goes through, and then we follow the Mississippi flyway back into Wisconsin, and then down into Arkansas, and end up in the Louisiana Bayou.
Very cool. What a journey. Oh
It's
my
a
gosh.
5-month duck hunting adventure that Sean and I truly enjoy.
Very cool. And I know you had mentioned that there are all these different species of ducks. Could you explain that just a little bit more?
Sure. You have the puddlers or the dabblers, which are your mallards, your teal, your pintail. And what they do is they eat just under the surface of the water.
Oh.
So the aquatic species, in crustaceans, and then you get the diver ducks, which are your bigger ducks that will push once the weather comes down. The canvasback, the redheads, you got scaup, and those are the last to fly. Your biggest migration waterfowl would be the swan. That's the last one to move through. So if you see a flock of swans going through, it's getting cold north and they're heading south.
Oh, so maybe not good for us here when the swans are starting
Put
to
another
leave.
layer on.
So let's talk about the puddler ducks. Where can you find them, and can you give some examples?
Okay, the puddler ducks are going to be your mallard, the pintails, the teal. They're going to be in the more of the backwaterways, the ponds.
Sure.
Puddling around, looking for food.
Is
You
that
got
how they
the
get
shovelers.
their name, puddler ducks?
Yep, they
Okay.
just puddle around in the backwaterway and some of the local lakes.
Sure. How about diver ducks? When do they migrate?
They're going to be later when it gets colder. They're a bigger duck usually, and they dive for their food. So you'll physically see the duck go underwater and get their fish and their food. The king of what they call is the canvasback. That's the biggest of them. And then you get redhead, scaup, ringneck ducks. So they push through. They're the last ducks that push through. And once they're coming through, it's getting cold north of them. And they all migrate down to where there's food and for them to eat for the rest of the year.
And sunshine, maybe. They want a little more sunshine, I think. So do you have any upcoming hunts coming up here?
Yeah, our Wisconsin Southern and the Mississippi opener is this weekend. Usually we go to the Mississippi River, but there's been so much water that I think Plan B is going to go into effect. So we're going to stay more local and not put ourselves into danger or the other hunters that we go with. We got a couple buddies that go with us. And then after that, next weekend, we're in North Dakota for a full week hunt out there. And that's truly great. You meet a lot of new people, you knock on doors, you get permission, and that's our style of hunting. Open land, free range hunting.
I love it, and what an adventure it sounds like. And if people want to tune in and they want to watch what you guys do and kind of tag along in the adventure and watch Swift Waters, where can they watch it?
Wisconsin 57 right here. We're part of the Weekends in the Wild, which are Saturday and Sunday mornings, and we're airing now until the end of the year, so stay tuned and watch one of our shows.
Such a great block, too, of local and regional shows, which are made from real people that you can really meet, and they may be knocking on your door, so stay tuned. Connie Markham, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks, Ellen, for having me. It's been great.
And we'll be back with more Talk of the Town right after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town, and with me now I have John Shaw, and you are the owner over at 188 Fine Men's Salons over in Fitchburg. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Ellen.
And it is such a great space to begin with, but I mean, the customer service, when I happened to just walk in out of the blue, such a great space and really a unique service and product, I think, that you guys are offering to the community. So thank you for being with us today.
My pleasure.
And kind of going off of that, I want to talk about how 188 is different from other typical salons.
Sure. 188 is a salon that was designed specifically for men. For years, men have been going to a women's salon to find a better quality haircut. And many men that are doing that aren't really comfortable being in that environment, or they can't get the type of services that they're interested in, more male-oriented grooming services.
Yes. Now, kind of going off of that, what are the services that you guys offer?
Sure. First and foremost, we do a lot of haircuts.
Yes.
We offer handcrafted haircuts. We offer two types. Both of them include a wash at the beginning of the treatment and a scalp cleansing treatment at the end.
Very nice.
They also finish with a hot towel treatment. Our executive haircuts include a hot stone massage, a neck and shoulder massage.
Wow.
We also offer straight edge shaves. We have nail treatments, scalp treatments, facials, and waxing services.
Wow. So anything you might need, you
Right.
should be able to get there.
Yes, pretty much a one-stop shop for
Very
male grooming
cool.
services and products.
Those hot stones, I want to come just for that.
They're nice. They feel good.
Very cool. And you guys also sell different products, it sounds like.
We do. We have quite an assortment of male grooming services, and one of the things that distinguishes us from some other salons is we really take the time to teach men how to use the product or to recommend the right product for men. During a consultation with a haircut, the stylist will typically go over the guest grooming routine in the morning and really learn what it is they're looking for, what they might be using or they're not using, what might help them accomplish the look that they're trying to achieve. And the stylist will take the time to teach them how to use the product that's recommended. Even if somebody just comes in and they're interested in purchasing a puck of hair product, if there's a stylist available, we'll try to have her come forward, meet with the guest, bring the guest back into the chair, and recommend and teach that guest how to use the product. So it's really kind of a neat hand-holding process where we'll teach them how to use product rather than just asking somebody, do you need some product at the end of the service? And they may very well not know what they need or what will help them.
That's so important because I know for me sometimes, you get a haircut, you get your hair styled, and I'm like, this is fabulous. I wish it could stay like this forever. And then you go home and I'm like, I don't really know how to use this, it turns out.
Oh, sure. It really gets them over that hurdle where they can
Absolutely.
achieve the salon look at home.
Now, where are you guys located if people want to drop by?
Sure. We're located in Fitchburg. We're in the Orchard Point retail area on McKee Road. We're right across from the Super Target and next to the Flying Hound restaurant.
Awesome. And how can somebody book an appointment?
Sure. We take telephone appointments.
Sure.
People can call us at 472-4188. We also have easy online booking at 188.com. We do have a Facebook page, and people are able to book online using our Facebook page.
Awesome. So easy enough,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Easy enough
We
to get
try to
an
make it as
appointment.
simple as possible.
Very cool. And before we go, I want to talk about, too, a little bit of the history of 188, because I
Sure.
think they're, like we were kind of talking about, new to our area at least.
Right.
There's some stores in the Milwaukee area, but the concept comes from California. Is that correct?
It does,
Okay.
yes. It started in 2002. It was founded by two guys that have different backgrounds in the hair industry. One was involved in branding with Paul Mitchell. The other person started as a 17-year-old hair apprentice in London. Both of these guys are in their 60s now, so they've had lots of experience in the hair industry. And they were the ones that really kind of came together and thought there was a real opportunity to develop a fine men's salon for guys going to women's salons looking for better quality grooming services.
And it really is. I mean, such a great place for men to go where they can feel comfortable. They're not going to maybe be worried about who may see them or who's around.
Right.
They can be there to relax, which is ultimately what everybody wants to do when they're getting that experience.
It is, and it's a very relaxing environment. One of the other unique features about 188 is we change our guests into salon robes. So when they come in, they're able to take off their shirt, t-shirt, put on a salon robe, and that way they leave hair-free, product-free if they were to have a service like a shave or a facial. It's really very comfortable. It makes it much easier to come in, say, during your lunch break, during the workday, where you can leave feeling comfortable and clean. You don't have that sensation of wanting to run home, take a shower right away to wash the hair off. It's really nice. And then our grooming stations are semi-private, so that makes it a little bit more comfortable. to
Little
get the service.
touches that make a big difference,
Right,
it sounds like.
right.
Awesome. John Shaw, thank you so much for being with us today again with 18.8.
Thank you so much for having me,
We
Ellen.
appreciate it. And thank you for watching Talk of the Town. You can find us next time only on Wisconsin's 57.